Welcome. My name is Newman García, and I'll be guiding you through this energy reading. Let's begin with a deep breath. Inhale from the bottom of your tailbone, climbing up your spine to the crown of your head. Hold it. Exhale, soft sigh. Just allow your body to relax, your nervous system to calm, and your mind to quiet as you open yourself to receive what's for your highest good only. Trusting that what I'm guided to say is relevant to your experience. You were guided here for a reason. Relax, release, and receive. Let's begin with an oracle card. Transformation. We're always undergoing transformation, aren't we? Because we're new in each present moment. In fact, billions of times a second. We're perceiving this physical reality through our conscious awareness, and it's new billions of times a second. There's a lot of logic to that. Think about what you're perceiving right now. You're utilizing your eyes and ears to perceive this message. But while that's happening, your heart is beating. Your lungs are breathing. Your organs are doing their job. Trillions of cells, hundreds of trillions of cells, all unique individual consciousness, doing whatever they're meant to be doing in this present moment, while your awareness is focused in right here and now on the words coming out of my mouth. Isn't that kind of fascinating to realize? We're always undergoing some sort of transformation. And what I'm getting from this card is that you have just completed a cycle of transformation in our perception of linear time into your butterfly era. We're getting this message a lot lately because this collective wave that we're all in together is blooming. We're rising to be seen, heard, and most importantly, felt. And that's where you're at right now. You're here to be seen, heard, and felt. It's time to spread your wings, fly around, pollinate the beautiful flowers, which can be translated to touching the people that are in your vicinity. And I don't necessarily mean physically, although maybe you're a massage therapist or a hairstylist. I mean touching them emotionally. Maya Angelou has a great saying that people will forget what you say and what you do, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And although you are not responsible for anyone else's feelings, it's a nice feeling within your own self to have the desire to be one of upliftment, to be one of truth speaking, that everything is all right, always. And it's simply a choice of perspective to choose that in each now moment. You have transformed into the butterfly, who only is perceiving the beauty of the world through your focus of perception. Let's pull some tarot. Really soft energy. Change. Wow. Transformation and change. It's a full body chills. If you know, you know. You're on my channel. I get full body chills anytime it is source resonance. And everything is from source. We're all from the same. And there's a leading edge of thought that we're always creating in each now moment, signifying the change that is always happening. You have accepted that transformation and change are normal parts of life. You're not resisting them anymore. And do you know what that means? It means you let go of the snake skins when you're done. It means that you transform into the beautiful butterfly when you're done with the cocoon. You don't try to bring the cocoon with you in flight, you let it go. You don't try to bring the snakeskin with you, although I do think that some might eat it for nourishment, which is a great analogy as well. You can nourish yourself with your past. Utilize the pain that you went through, any of the struggles from that perception, and use it as your strength, because change is the only constant. I know Jeff Bezos has a saying that every day is day one. It's a great mentality to have, because then you're not bringing in the old and basing the now on that, or trying to predict the future. You're just here and now. Every day is day one. Let's pull another. The moon. The moon is about, confirmation. The moon is about underlying emotions coming to the surface to be lit up. And what I'm getting from this reading so far, transformation and change, I have lotion on my skin, transformation and change, is that you have lit up the darkness in your transformation. You've accepted, hey, I was in the cocoon. I was scared. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I had this old snakeskin on me that I wanted to let go, that I was trying to force off, but it had to come off in its own time. And I might not have been the brightest star that I know myself to be, but you know what? It helped me to realize that I'm just human. We're only human. We chose this. You're the creator and the creation, and as the creator, you chose to embody the creation of your human. You're perfectly imperfect. Everything on your physical trail has been absolutely divinely orchestrated, and everything that is coming is also divinely orchestrated, and all you need do is relax and allow, and you have shined the light on any sort of shame, any blame, resentment. You've let it all go. You have released it all, and you feel free, free enough to fly. Free enough to move effortlessly through space, even though you're getting older. Because you've let go, you've shined the light on brightness. You're not judging yourself, and thus then you're no longer judging others. You're not blaming yourself, and thus then you're no longer blaming others. You're not shaming yourself. You're not disappointed in yourself. You've let it all go. And as soon as you do that with yourself, you do it for everyone. And then you are a beacon of light throughout the collective, which is who you are. You're a bright, beautiful butterfly. I'm not kidding. No matter what you do. There was this gentleman he wasn't he was sweet and kind, but he was a young, hot guy at Starbucks the other day, and he was just exuding light. He was placed there for a reason, because no matter who he interacts with, you just get the frequency. You can tell he holds steady. He knows himself. He had beautiful tattoos of butterflies and a spider. The contrast. He knows his light and dark. And he says, I hope you have a blessed day to everyone. And means it genuinely, because he knows himself, because he is a part of the light and knows it, because he has shined light on his darkness. And you know that when you've done it yourself, you now can walk about the earth, which is what you're doing. You're walking about the earth, knowing that you are the light and not condemning those who are still in their shadow. You're appreciating them. You're kind of laughing at them. When I interact with people sometimes and they're complaining about something that You know it's a law of attraction-based universe. You do. If you're on my channel, you know. You wouldn't have found me otherwise. You know that you were brought here because it's all divinely guided. You know that what I speak is exactly what you need to hear because I'm not the first person who you've listened to. You get how we're all in this co-creative experience together. And so now when you go throughout life, and even with yourself, if you catch yourself complaining or wondering why things aren't happening the way you perceive they should, you gently either laugh it off because you realize I must want it for some reason, otherwise it wouldn't be here, or you realize I can shift my focus and it will dissipate from my experience. Now your role is to hold steady within any storms around you, and you have that skill set because you've gone through a lot of storms. Let's pull another. Nine of Swords. Excuse me. This is sleepless nights, worry. This pairs well with the moon, these thoughts that you were too scared to face of, if I face these, this is coming through strong. If I face these, then I have to let everyone else off the hook. I can't point the finger at anyone for why my life isn't exactly how I want it to be. That's you facing this. That's you shining the light on these. You shined the light on this, Nine of Swords. And you realized everyone treated you exactly how you treated yourself. There's never a particle off. Everything is in perfect balance. You designed your character, your avatar, your human, whatever you want to call yourself, to experience a storyline of transformation and change. You cannot become a butterfly in our reality without first being a caterpillar and then going into the cocoon to then be rebirthed, reborn as a butterfly. You cannot grow larger as a snake unless you shed your skins. Everything is a divine mirror. Nature is our best teacher because I saw a quote the other day when I was in a restaurant. Nature never rushes, yet everything gets done. Nature is our best teacher to represent the consistent evolution of everything. We're here to expand and to transform and to change and to grow. That is what the experience is about. And in order to do that, you can't carry these thoughts about worry or fear, these illusions, into the next chapter. If the butterfly tried to carry the stuff that was in the cocoon, it wouldn't be able to fly. It has to let go of them. And you do that by shining light, saying, thank you. Thank you for all of this fear, because on the other side of fear is freedom. On the other side of fear is freedom. I remember I just had the memory the other day that my mother, when we would go down to Florida for vacation, we would drive over a bridge, she would close her eyes. She was so scared of it. She was scared of the ocean. And I'm like, there ain't nothing to be scared of. No judgment to her. Just those fears end up manifesting into physical dis-ease if you don't let them go. Because there's nothing to be scared of when you recognize, when you've done the transformative work of realizing we are all one. The bridge is you. There's nothing to fear from it, but that's your journey. That's your path. That's your job, is to shine the light on the darkness. You're a divine alchemist if you're on my channel, 100%. And what that means is you transmute the darkness into light, and you do it for others. You do. And they might not realize it or give you the credit for it, but you do it all the time by holding steady in your frequency of knowing well-being. Completion. Four of Wands. And you have completed this. What a beautiful, beautiful reading. You have completed your transformation from the cocoon to the butterfly. You've let go of the skins in order to expand your wings, in order to become a larger snake. And you did it by shining the light on your darkness. And now you're moving quickly, Knight of Swords, with truth. The truth that fear is the pathway to freedom. There's no such thing as death. It's an experience that humans have, but it is a transition of consciousness from another perspective. And when you let go, that's the root fear of most humans on this planet. And so then most of their actions are rooted in the fear of death. And they're so scared of death that they don't even live. They end up destroying their body because they hold on to these fears, which creates physical dis-ease, and then they're kind of stuck, right? It's hard to get out of it when you're really far down, especially if you have a perception of you're older, which is, age really is just a number. Humans can live to be thousands of years. There are records of that, and also it's all belief system. It's how often are you going to allow yourself to let go of these snake skins? All you have to do is follow the truth of well-being. This doesn't mean go jump off a cliff if you don't think that you can fly. It means there is nothing to be scared of, so baby step your way to everything, because there's also no rush. I said earlier, when we were in the cocoon phase, I resonate with this message for sure. When we were having this old snake skin that we wanted it gone, you can't rush the letting go. We are process-oriented beings. We didn't come to skip ahead. Have you ever seen that movie? Is it called Click It? It's I think it's Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler, where he gets the remote control and he fast forwards through things because he's so focused on his work instead of living his life, to the point where he fast forwarded through sex with Jennifer Aniston. I mean, come on. I'm gay, but fuck, I wouldn't fast forward through that. Come on. She's hot. To then where he ended up waking up and he was sick and old. How many people do that? You know people who did that, probably some of your parents, grandparents, rushing through to try out of fear. Okay, if I get this done quicker, then I get to a point where I finally feel safe. It's not how it works. You got to look this in the face and say, "Come at me, fear." And for me, every one of my fears came true. Got the illness that I was so scared of, transmuted it into health. Parents got divorced, was scared of that as a kid because it was inundated in my family, transmuted it into freedom. Got divorced from my ex, transmuted it into self-love for myself. Now I'm happily married to someone who also has done this work, who knows himself because he is a divine mirror and recognizes, he said very early on in our relationship, "Don't you think you have to have the dark in order to be light?" I didn't understand what he meant at the time. I was still on my journey. We always are. Drink a lot of water right now. Drink a lot of water. Put some salt in your water. Get some electrolytes. Drinking a lot of water without the proper sodium, it doesn't really absorb. So someone needs to hear that. Drink a lot of water, put some salt in it. Throat chakra. You are ready to tell your story. Just as I just shared a lot of mine. You're ready. You're ready to tell your story of how you transformed. You're ready to tell your story of how you transformed. Because by sharing your story, people feel seen. They feel connected to something greater than themselves. They feel like, if he did it, I can do it too. If she did it, I can do it too. If they did it, I can do it too. And that is the human journey, because there were many people along your physical trail that told their story as you were in this process, that they transmuted it and created whatever they communicated with you. They transmuted their pain, their fear, their suffering, these 9 of swords, these thoughts in their head. They shined light with this moon on their thoughts that they were trying to run from. You can't run from it. It catches up with you one way or another. You either wait until you get old and miserable, or you do it now and you become famous. And you live the life of your dreams. You become the singer that the world needs. You become the artist that the world needs. You become the speaker, throat chakra, that the world needs. You become the writer that the world needs, the creator, the baker, whatever it is that the world needs. You're being called to that, and it's only a matter of you saying, I am in my butterfly phase. I'm no longer keeping quiet about my truth. And I'm not going to go and point the finger and say, I had to suffer because of all of these things. That's not how I'm using my throat chakra. I'm using my throat chakra to speak source resonance in acknowledgement that the entirety of my storyline was perfect, and I am abundantly appreciative for every ounce of pain and suffering that I have experienced in order to help me to transmute that energy into the light that I am now, butterfly, so that I can be the light for others. You came to experience the depths of darkness on this human journey. Imagine going to a theme park and going to a roller coaster ride. You're in line. Imagine enjoying the pre-ride thrills instead of scrolling on your phone, actually paying attention. Someone needed to hear that. I know I needed to. I do it now. No judgment, ever. Imagine going and saying, I just want to get on and get off. I just want to finish. I don't want to go through all that crap. I don't want to go through the circles and the dips and the and this and all the thrills and stuff. That would be so boring. That would be so boring. You came to say, I'm going to come into this world and I'm going to forget who I really am. Source energy embodied in physical form. But I'm going to be guided to my remembrance. And along that journey, I'm going to experience things that I have never experienced before for the pleasure of the ride. And I know that I'm going to get off of the ride and say, wow, I'm so glad I did that. Let's do it again. You're in the butterfly phase of the roller coaster. You're in the part where you're smiling with joy and you have no idea what's coming next, but you're excited. It's time to rise up like the phoenix that you are. Rise up from the ashes. This is your story. Do you know every human, this is fascinating to me, every human on this planet, one, is perfectly in their place. You're perfectly where you are listening to this right now. I'm perfectly where I am speaking this transmission into this technology for you to then receive. And I have a detailed story, just like you do, just like all of the other billions of people on this planet that are all interconnected into one cohesive universe. Mind blown. Into multiverse and multiple dimensions and we could go on forever. Focus here and now and know that you are the phoenix rising from the ashes. You've already risen. You are risen. Yeah, Christ consciousness is embodied in you. Do you know what Christ consciousness is? It's so simple. It's unconditional love for yourself and thus then all others. It's not trying to fix anyone. It's not trying to tell people how to do things or why to do them or what to do. It's simply embodying your truth of loving yourself by knowing yourself, because you've gone through the cocoon. You've gone through the deep darkness of the cocoon to come out the butterfly. You've shed the snake skins and used it as nourishment. We're going to say that you ate that skin and used it to fuel you. You've transmuted your fears by shining the light on them, realizing I can cross this bridge. I can jump off the cliff. Jump off the cliff with either into water or with like a, what are they called? I don't know. I'm not a parachute, but hang gliding. Is that what it's called? I want to do that someday. But be wise, right? We are human. We have limited ourselves for the fun of exploration, of creating from that limitation. And you're very unlimited. Wicked is coming. Unlimited. Oh my God. Do you feel these releases come through your physical vessel when you hear the source resonance? Have you noticed as you're relaxing for 26 minutes into this message that you feel lighter? That you feel relaxed, that your body might have moved like mine just did to release resistance held. Do you know what resistance in a physical body is? It's a belief system, fear. It's fear embodied in the physical form. That is all dis-ease is. Dis-ease. The opposite of ease. And when you hear these words that say you're on the exact right path at the exact right time, doing the exact right thing, that all billions of us have an intricate, detailed story that we're worthy of sharing through our throat chakra, of how we rose up from the ashes in order to then help the others who are then on their path. And it's a never-ending cycle of creation. You were asleep until you were awake. Welcome to being human on planet Earth. It is a school. One last oracle card. Gratitude. This is how you did it. This is Christ consciousness. Appreciating every moment of every day that you have lived on this earth. Understanding that the only time is now, and when you embody a sense of appreciation, a frequency of love, that's what unconditional love is. Appreciation when your car breaks down, for the pleasure of meeting those who are going to help repair it, for the gift of just having to be still for an hour. Have you ever thought of that? Nothing is an accident. Nothing happens off script. Anytime you feel, I love driving in traffic because I think it's hilarious that people who are zooming in and out whenever they end up at the stoplight right next to me when I'm just like chilling. No judgment. I just think it's funny because everything's divinely timed. You can't get off course. So when you relax, you get to actually enjoy the ride. It's like tensing up on a roller coaster instead of just letting your body relax. Someone needs to go ride a roller coaster. I'm not kidding, for your physical health, because it's mentally going to help release. It is good to scream. Someone needs to go ride a roller coaster and scream uninhibited, because it's a place that you feel safe, that you can, because everyone screams on a roller coaster. Someone needs to go ride a roller coaster. I know I'm craving it. I think I'm actually going at the end of the month with my husband. He loves to scream on a roller coaster. You need to release your throat chakra so that you can speak your truth of transformation. It's time, collective. If you're still here, drop a I don't know. Say something in the comments that says, I am ready to share my story, uninhibited. I am ready to share my story, uninhibited. And that can look like anything for you. You're not obligated whatsoever to share in a specific way. You only need to share what feels comfortable to share. There's no pressure at all. It should feel cathartic, exciting, enjoyable, like ecstasy washing over you, because you know it's the exact right thing to do for whoever will perceive it, whether it just be for the pleasure of creating or billions see it. It doesn't matter. But you're ready to share your story. Comment below. I'm ready to share my story. Thank you so much for being here. You are so deeply loved. I love you. I'm so proud of you, because what you've gone through wasn't easy. It wasn't, but you did it. And now the rest of your life experience is rooted in the foundation of ease. If you'd like a private reading, newmanflows.com, or the link is in my description. Until next time, namaste.